What's up, guys? It's Cassie and Sara, and today we're talking about the real Conjuring nightmare.
So if you like watching murder mysteries and urban legends, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep on watching. The actual true story of The Conjuring, namely the Perron family, is scarier than the movies themselves. Most viewers assume that the movie was nothing but the wild imaginings of director James Wan. However, the true story of The Conjuring is actually rooted in a horrifying true experience of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed Warren was a World War II veteran and a former police officer who became a self-professed demonologist after studying the subject on his own. His wife Lorraine claimed to be a clairvoyant and medium who was capable of communicating with the demons that Ed discovered. In 1952, Ed and Lorraine founded the New England Society for Psychic Research, the oldest ghost hunting group in New England. They quickly gained notoriety as respected paranormal investigators after their initial investigation of the Amityville hauntings. Their two most famous cases, however, were heavily popularized by the Conjuring franchise, a series of movies that focuses on Ed and Lorraine's experiences exorcising demons from two possessed families. Though the movies seem over-dramatized and impossible to believe, the Warrens maintain that all of the events depicted actually transpired. Though Ed died in 2006, Lorraine was a consultant on the film and claims that she didn't let the directors take any more dramatic license than was necessary. In January 1971, the Perron family moved into a 14-room farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, where Carolyn, Roger, and their 5 daughters began to notice strange things happening almost immediately after they moved in. It started small. Carolyn would notice that the broom went missing or seemed to move from place to place on its own. She would hear the sound of something scraping against the kettle in the kitchen when no one was in there. She'd find small piles of dirt in the center of a newly cleaned kitchen floor. The girls began to notice spirits around the house, though for the most part they were harmless. There were a few, however, that were angry.
The Conjuring was like, I don't know if I knew this when it came out,
but was like a true story.
That makes it 10 times creepier.
Creepier, yeah.
Like the fact that somebody actually had to go through a lot of those things or similar things, like
I don't think I've ever watched a Conjuring movie. Dude. I've seen like bits and pieces, but I don't think I've actually watched it.
To me, I think it's scarier than like, say, like the It movies because it's paranormal. That stuff freaks me right out.
I haven't even watched the Conjuring movies, and I know I'll be shitting bricks.
I think it's because like I grew up Christian, and so like I've heard countless stories of people with like demons and things like that, and that's just no,
thank you. Ugh. We should be ghost hunters when we're older,
dude. But could you imagine us like actually ghost hunting, like legit?
We'd be shitting bricks.
Literally, like I would be so down for it, but I think I would probably crap my pants within the first 10 minutes of being there. Like, you would be crying. I'd just be like,
I'll be down for it, but I'm like, this is so cool. Get me out of here.
Dude, when I get scared, I have to have like something touching my back, like solid.
Yeah, I know, you said that.
You would be walking around crying, and I'd just be like touching you like this, like just walking around.
We'll be like back to back,
just like. Okay, we need to move on in life.
Okay.
And the kids, no. If kids see spirits, that just, no.
Yeah, the kids at work,
dude,
will look off and I'll be like, do you see something? And I'm like, oh. No. Carolyn allegedly researched the history of the home and discovered that it had been in the same family for 8 generations and that many of them had died under mysterious or horrible circumstances. Several of the children had drowned in a nearby creek, one was murdered, and a few of them hung themselves in the attic. The spirit that was depicted in the film, Bathsheba, was the worst of them all. Whoever the spirit was, she perceived herself to be mistress of the house, and she resented the competition my mother posed for that position, said Andrea Perron, the oldest of the 5 girls. It turns out there was actually a real person named Bathsheba Sherman, who lived on the Perrons' property in the mid-1800s. She was rumored to have been a Satanist, and local legends claim Bathsheba Sherman was a witch, though there's no hard evidence to support this theory. Suspicion about her being a witch grew after an infant mysteriously died in her care. The cause of death was found to be a large sewing needle that impaled the base of the infant's skull. After this, the townspeople began to speculate that she had murdered the child as an offering to the devil, though she was never convicted of any wrongdoing. She was buried in a nearby Baptist cemetery in downtown Harrisville. The parents believed that it was Bathsheba's spirit that was tormenting them. According to Andrea, the family experienced other spirits that smelled like rotting flesh and would cause beds to rise off the floor. She claims her father would enter the basement and feel a cold, stinking presence behind him. They often stayed away from the dirt-floored cellar, but the heating equipment would often fail mysteriously, causing Roger to venture down. They think that the spirit tormenting them is Bathsheba Sherman.
Which, crazy name.
Crazy name.
This part of the story, when I watched it in like the Sam and Colby video, literally gave me chills. The thought of like this, I don't know, I just picture it as like this like crazy ugly witch lady just like taking a needle and just like that. Oh, that just freaks me right out. Like,
I know, speaking of sewing needles, I didn't put it in here, but like they would feel like needle scratches, like
pinpricks, and
so I
which
mean,
is like it's creepy. Like they don't know obviously if it was her, but like supposedly playing around with needles, and then people are getting poked after that.
And I guess she did have children, but like they never made it past the age of 7 or whatever, except for one.
Yeah, a lot of them died young.
Over the 10 years that the family lived in the house, the Warrens made multiple trips to investigate. At one point, Lorraine conducted a seance to attempt to contact the spirits that were possessing the family. During the seance, Carolyn Perron became possessed, speaking in tongues and rising from the ground in her chair. Andrea claims to have secretly witnessed the seance. "I thought I was going to pass out," Andrea said. "My mother began to speak a language not of this world and a voice not of her own. Her chair levitated and she was thrown across the room." After the seance, Roger kicked the Warrens out, worried about his wife's mental stability. According to Andrea, the family continued to live in the house due to financial instability until they were able to move out in 1980, at which point the spirits were silenced and the hauntings ceased. Many paranormal investigators and others have visited the house and have experienced similar phenomenons like the Perrons had back then.
Ed and Lorraine Warren came to the house
Multiple times.
which, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Anyways, Lorraine conducted a seance. Poor Carolyn got possessed. Dude, like, there's a scene from The Conjuring.
I think I've seen a bit of it.
Which, like, I don't think it, well, maybe it went on like that. I don't really know. But, like, creepy, man.
Was it?
Dude, possessions are, like, no joke. But, like, yeah, she got tossed from, like, the kitchen through the living room. Apparently hit the wall, and they weren't sure if she was breathing because she hit it so hard. This is one of my, like, biggest questions. So, she was possessed. I don't know if you found this or not, but my question is, did they get the demon out of her, or did they just leave it? Because then it says after the seance, Roger kicked the Warrens out.
I don't know.
Did they just like, ew, okay, let's just...
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I couldn't find anything. It's just said that they kicked them out and everything kind of just stopped until they moved out.
Yeah, so the Conjuring house you can go to. People can go there. They've had crazy experiences. Because people have been there, I don't think that the spirits and whatever it is have stopped. I think they're just
waiting for
waiting for people to come in, talk to them, or to possess them. I don't know. That was our story of the real Conjuring nightmare. It's pretty cool to see like the movies compared to like real life and stuff.
And how like Lorraine was like, "I'm not letting you guys add any extra. This is what happened."
Yeah, like there's like pictures of her just sitting in the chair, like while they're filming and stuff. Like I think that's so cool that she was able to like be a part of that. If you guys like this video and you like the real story of The Conjuring and like this paranormal side of like what we're maybe diving into, let us know, because I mean, I like this too a lot. Let us know if you like this paranormal stuff and we'll keep going. Also, give us suggestions of murder mysteries, urban legends, or paranormal. Subscribe to this video so that it lets us know if you like this video and like our content. And if you want to see more from us,
hit the post notifications so you get notified every time we post a video. And follow us down in the social media.
What?
Follow us in our social media, which is linked down below. You guys, if you've been with us since day one, you know the drill.
Make sure you like the video. It also helps us to know if you're liking our content.
Because
we need help.
Yes. We will see you guys next Friday.
Peace.
Hold on.